a service to people out there that they could basically pick up a computer. They didn't have to spend too much money. We'll build a system for them, and then they have a system for themselves. And if they couldn't afford a computer, they could come into my place and log onto our network here. In 2001, I opened up Quest Network Services. It was actually August of 2001. We opened up at 7301 North Sheridan. I've been here ever since. What drew me to Rogers Park was a place called Don's Coffee Club, which was on Jarvis and Greenview. And I liked the way his coffee shop was set up, and initially I wanted to open up a place next door to him.
When you're building, like, what thrills you about building a computer system for somebody?
Basically customizing a system as to what the customer wants. Being able to sit down with them and say, you can basically have anything you want. You don't have to be stuck with, just a cookie cutter type system. We can build you basically any type of system you want. And I like to be able to customize the system and make it very unique so that it's almost like a one-of-a-kind system.
Let's say.
We take a passion into what we do and what we build for our systems, and if the difference between a Best Buy and myself is that we actually focus specifically on our customer. If a customer has a problem with their system, we work with them until we get it right, and no matter what it takes, we are dedicated to making sure that they're happy, and we try to save them money in the process as well. This was particularly built for someone that's really into video editing and wanted a system that they could use.
How big is that hard drive?
This has 2 terabytes of hard drive space on it. 1 terabyte is 1,000 gigs. So it has 2,000 gigabytes of hard drive space. This also has an Intel quad-core processor, which is one of the latest processors out in today's market. It has 16 gigs of memory on it as well.
Sounds like building relationships is key.
Absolutely. We want to be there with the customer going through any type of computer process, whether it be setting up a network in their home or a computer system here in the shop.
You had a call today, an emergency, when it...
Yes, there was earlier today. There was a medical office in Evanston that lost their phone service, and there was something wrong with the telephone network over there. And what we did was we went out there and we had to retrace the lines, figure out what happened. Apparently there was a short somewhere in the system. We had to unshort the lines and reconnect it, and then they got their internet and their phone system back again.
Okay. So you do that. If there's
absolutely.
You just...
Any type of network, whether it be telephone, computer, we can fix just about any wired or wireless network.
So, you do tech support here,
right? And
for
computer
Quest.
repairs.
What's like a typical job that you get?
I just had one other day where a customer had a lot of viruses on their computer, and we just go ahead and evaluate how bad off the computer is before we give a decision of what needs to be done to the customer. And we usually try to get rid of as much viruses as we can. If not, then we reinstall the operating system for them. So that's pretty much like a typical call that comes in. Other times we get like hardware issues where somebody has problems with their hardware.
So you make house calls too?
Yes, we make house calls. Usually most of the house calls we get are in the neighborhood, so they're very local, like within 3 blocks. I think the farthest house call I've ever gone to was near North Side. But that's another good thing about Quest, is that we get to help people within the area. So it's not a whole citywide thing, it's the Rogers Park thing.
Hi, I'm Nelson Hermance. I'm the website guy here at Quest. I've got my own independent company called Fisher Software that has a partnership with Quest and Kris. I've been here for, about 2 years. I do all the website work. Websites from simple static pages with stock images to high-end Flash database backend. Pretty much as high-end as you want to go, we can do. We can also do low-end sites very quickly and cheap, and anything in the middle. My strength, I think, is similar to the strength of all of us, which is personal service, customization, relationships.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Bill. I'm head of marketing and promotions for Quest Network Services.
And what do you like about working here?
Oh, I love working here because different projects. There's always something new every day. Someone comes in with something different. Someone wants a website designed, PC repaired. Someone has a problem with a network or a telephone, network. There's a lot of things. It's always different. We get all kinds of customers from all around Rogers Park coming in here, and it's pretty cool to get to meet everyone in the neighborhood. I also do video editing, like photo editing, Photoshop kind of stuff, and audio editing, like a recording studio for bands and people who want to do spoken word. I can burn your old VHSs into digital format DVDs. I can take your films and turn them into DVDs. And I can take your old cassettes and turn them into MP3s.
Someone was asking me today about taking 16 millimeter film and turning that into a DVD.
We do that. We actually had a project recently where we have the projector and we hook it up and we put it on the screen and we use our digital camera to in the dark in the room to record it and put it on the computer as a computer file. And then we burn it out in DVD.
Something that Kris talked about was building relationships with the neighborhood folks. You're pretty good at that.
Yeah, I love talking to the neighborhood people. It's really cool, I know all of our customers by name. They know me.